Hi there. Welcome to Farm Talk Friday, July 15th, 2022. I'm Ken Jordan. This is my beautiful wife, Giovanna. We are here at Green Wave House and Farm.
Property, yeah.
And what I'm pointing at right there is our chicken tractor.
Yeah, not the beam in back of us.
No. It moves. That's the whole concept. We move it. The chickens poop all over the place and maybe eat grass or at least trample it down. You know, they're like lawnmowers and fertilizers.
Yeah, exactly.
And so occasionally it's going to be in the shot because we move it all the time.
Yes.
Yes.
And Ken designed a good one, so you know.
So
it should look good.
yeah.
It should look good on camera. It's very modern.
Yeah.
The way that Ken likes it, straight lines.
Yeah, we're not doing it justice right now, but it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
And we used recycled. Well, it's not like the CDs are recycled, but they needed to be upcycled.
Upcycled for
And
sure.
they got painted and then put on the side of it, so there's like little circles.
Yeah.
You can see some of them have popped off. I have to.
Yeah, I gotta put some more on. You can find better photos, I think, on our Facebook page.
And hi to whoever's on.
For the
Excited
Green
to pop on.
Wave House.
Oh, we're doing the show and tell now.
Well,
We're going off our notes.
well, not really.
Okay.
Because this is what we put our eggs in. These cute little things that only hold 4.
We made notes today.
Yeah. No.
What's that?
We don't need no stinking notes. But anyway, listen,
Movie magic out the window.
our hens are just rocking. They're so happy and they're producing so many eggs and they're so beautiful. Well, except one's kind of ugly. But
She's awkward.
but which one are you talking about?
I don't know. Which one are you talking about?
The one with the no hair neck.
Oh,
the original one.
Yeah.
Who was that? Vizzy or?
Visigoth. Yeah,
Visigoth,
Vizzy.
Anyway, so we love eggs. We love these eggs. They're delicious, especially because they're from our little farm. But we don't eat breakfast very much. Pretty much 6 days a week we have bulletproof coffee for breakfast. And so we're trying to get creative using eggs for lunch and dinner a lot. But, you know, we give away a lot of eggs, and this week, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I made some pickled eggs, and by this time next week, on the next show, we're going to tell you how they turned out.
Maybe we'll eat them on air.
Well,
What do you think?
Maybe.
Someone give a thumbs up. Or heart. Can we get a heart here? Anyway,
Okay.
I brought this. We're going off the notes a little
That's
bit.
okay.
I brought this as a show and tell because I wanted to show you guys like the different kinds of eggs. So each girl, hi Sean.
Look at that, 4 distinct colors.
Yeah, so they're all different sizes and different colors. It's darker than that shade. It's kind of like Ken and I. I'm a different shade than he is. This one's kind of a petite one and light, and then this is the classic Elaine green egg.
Yes.
So you thought that Dr. Seuss book was crazy, green eggs and ham, but there really are green eggs.
Yes.
So that was part of the show and tell that I had.
Okay.
That's why I brought that over.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So we make our own
Chicken feed.
chicken feed. It's pretty much all organic. It's completely non-GMO.
And the girls love it.
I don't like making it. It's a job. It's a serious job, but
That hurts his back.
we can't find it. It doesn't exist. There's no non-GMO chicken feed in Costa Rica, so we have to make our own. And sometimes I don't time it out too well, and we're trying to stretch the food to make it till Sunday because my chicken feed making day is on Sundays.
Until football season.
Yeah, and so um, we this past week I took some like leftover lettuce and some leftover rice.
Let's
from
backtrack a little bit. So what happened is I tried to do a fast and I screwed it up and I hurt my stomach. And we can talk about that some other time. But a friend from India, because it's like, hey, I'm doing this thing, that's part of your culture. She's like, well, you have to do the kanji water. And kanji water is you boil rice for like an hour and then you drink the water and it's supposed to help you and you're supposed to do that, according to them, after you fast. And so we had all this boiled rice, so this like porridge slop left over.
Flavorless porridge slop.
Yeah.
but so we had the rice porridge slop and then some greens, leftover greens, and I put in some healthy cat dog food. Some healthy science diet cat dog food that our cat doesn't like anymore at all. So we put it all in there, and then the first time I fed it to them, they all went for it and they all ate it. But then the second time, not too much. They were like fool me once,
hours
shame
later.
on me. Fool me twice. Oh no, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay, so, but the rooster, Rick, fed it to him, and then we noticed later that there was an agouti.
So we showed these last week.
Watusa, yeah.
Yeah, Watusa, agouti, what's the other one? And then the other name? Well, we call them pakabuts, but that's
not a real name. So anyway, Rick was basically just letting wild animals eat the food I made for him.
And as we discussed last week, these giant rodents called agoutis, they're really super skittish, but they've been more comfortable around us because I think that they know that we're feeding them. And this particular one that's eating Rick's food on occasion, especially this goulash slop, did not care.
No.
Like I saw it happen, and then Ken saw it happen, and quite bold moves for the agouti.
Now we're going to show you one ear of corn.
Baby corn.
Only one. It's not like we plucked this from our millions of other ears.
This is the last one.
It's our last and only one. But this is what happens sometimes when you try to farm the permaculture way. We don't use any insecticides, or we don't have any fences up anywhere. And a lot of times the animals get your food, and we're totally comfortable with that. There's other ways to fight this, but a lot of them involve killing the animals, like, planting food that attracts the predators of the animals who are eating your food, but that leads to death. And we like all of our
wildlife.
We like all of the wildlife that comes and eats our food. So, you win some, you lose some. We got one ear of corn.
Yeah. So I want to bring it real quick. This isn't it cute? It looks like a little doll. But this is corn silk, and corn silk is medicinal, and so you can dry it out, and it's supposed to be good for kidney problems. So you dry it, and then you use like a tablespoon, you make a tea, and so even though we lost all the corn, I told our guys, I'm like, please go get me all the corn silk, and look at this beautiful corn silk hair.
It does look pretty.
Isn't that pretty? What do you think, guys?
Yeah.
So there's all different colors, like brown, gold, and then this like purpley stuff. So it's all fresh.
It's like a recent version of your hair.
Yeah. So I need to dry it out, but that's what it looks like fresh. Okay, so I wanted to give an update on the chickens. Oh, am I going off? And we'll get to Rick later, but and Ken already talked about the agouti eating his food. But Crema is one of our chickens. So
Crema's like our, probably second place most beautiful chicken.
have you seen her lately?
She's not looking so hot.
She's looking like Ken has this term which maybe doesn't sound so nice if I say it out loud, but hey, don't look homeless if you're not homeless. Crema has a nice home, and she just
She
I
looks
don't
a
wanna
little
say she's-
disheveled.
She doesn't look like Elaine, who just has feathers sometimes going in weird directions.
Yeah.
But Crema is more like latte now. I noticed in dry season that, and this is common, that chickens like to like get down and kind of dirty and like roll themselves around in the dirt. But it's rainy season, so it's muddy. And so Crema, who used to be cream colored or, you know, with some like white speckles, and she's like latte colored now. And I'm not sure if I need to like give her a bath. Like, do you give chickens baths?
Let's hose
You
them
know,
down.
like,
Let's
do I
hose
need
them
to
down.
hose her down?
Let's hose them all down.
She needs, yeah. So, because they are confined, so they have room in the chicken tractor, but they don't come out, so they can't really like get like a rain shower, you know. And
Well, they could in the one part that's not
yeah,
covered.
they could, but I don't know if they really like that.
Yeah, I
But
don't think
yeah,
so.
I mean, even Rick, like he's totally free range, and he goes underneath things like when it's pouring rain.
Sean
So-
Brainy from LA. How you
so
doing?
Sean's been on for a little while.
you
Hope
still-
just got on.
Are you still playing hockey? Also, he's an amazing actor.
Fantastic. I hope I hope you've been getting the roles that you want. All right. So Crema, I even had a dream about her, like where she was like rolling around in dirt, just because I think I'm not like disturbed by how she's looking, but you know, it's like, I just don't know if we should like be bathing her, I guess.
Okay.
You know, she's not looking the way that she did before. But she seems very happy. So now we get on to the Rick. So the chickens have been an amazing journey. And, you know, like sometimes you have to make some hard calls. I think we discussed that Rick completely terrified my mother while she was here for a month.
Terrified and terrorized.
Yeah. And my mom was basically pleading that, you know, not for his death, but just like, hey, maybe you could find some wild field where he could just be dropped off in. And, you know, I wasn't going for it. Maybe I should have. It was my mother, but
And in the early days, terrorized and terrified Joanna as well.
yeah. I even have, I think I can do this without, So this just happened after we got back from our trip to Greece and Maldives. Like, I don't know what happened. He was eating on the ground. I went over to him to like, almost like throw him some food, but I startled him and he just went, "Poopa!" So fast. He kung fu'd me. I was wearing like, you know, what are those things called? Leggings. But he went through the skin. I was in shock. I was wearing some Savvy Hope. And I knew he had punctured my skin and I could just feel like warm liquid coming out of my leg. But I didn't want to kill him then. I just realized, that's right, he hasn't seen me in 3 weeks, and I startled him. And you have to have respect for the roosters, because even if they're not completely aggressive, they are roosters, they are cocks. They're, you know, like the word cocky comes, you know, they're... So anyway, so before I go on to the last bit, I really do appreciate Rick, and I find him very funny. And after the Kung Fu move, I have to say that I did want to wear boots around him to protect my legs, because he has this thing where he like does this little rooster dance, super kind of weird and creepy. And you know, it's because he knows that I'm a female, like he must pick up on pheromones or something. But you know, he'll like see me, and then he comes around and he does this like little tap dance. Can I do it? Can we see? If I move with the hair, he goes. So now it can be, you know, like the roosters. They like sometimes they'll like run at me, and he's like a football player, like with big chest pads on. He's running really fast, and
But no
no
arms.
arms. So there's some, you know, and it's like, it's not his fault. He's like this animal and he's built that way, and they don't smile, right? So it's like, you don't know what mood they're in. You just have to, like, at some point, like, realize their nature. And, you know, like, they get excited, and sometimes they actually just like to be around people. And so he doesn't mean to be running like that. He just, like, that's how he runs. And, you know, and his little dance, a little intimidating, but if I just, you know, kind of calm down, like, I know he's not going to kung fu me. He does the creepy little thing, and then he kind of backs off, and he makes lots of cute little noises, and I talk to him. Unfortunately, this will be Rick's possible last day.
Well, what happened today?
Well, let's put it this way. I have never agreed with aggressive animals that people have being attached to, you know, whether they're dogs, cats. Like, if they attack humans, they you know, they should be put down. That is my personal opinion. And so he did attack me, and I forgave him because I thought I startled him. But he actually attacked some male workers that came by yesterday that were carpenters. And then this morning...
Attack your mom.
Did he attack her?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
But he attacked Lula, who, you know, she helps us with the house. You know, she's not like our housekeeper. She's so much more than that.
She's like family.
He attacked her. He just came up behind her.
Drew blood.
And out of nowhere, just... So Lula is screaming, and, you know, Delvin! And then Delvin apparently comes and is shooting video.
Yeah, just
This aggressive chicken is attacking a woman, and she's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Help me!"
Doesn't help her. Just
videoing.
So anyway, we're gonna upcycle Rick.
Yeah. And, you know, he's had a really good life, and he had a lot of love and tenderness from me.
We're gonna repurpose, reuse, upcycle.
Yeah, he's gonna be a fantastic dinner for our workers who, you know, especially Jason seems to really be interested in this idea of the upcycled Rick because he smiles a lot about it, you know. And you know what? Like, people eat chicken. Lots of people eat chicken. I would say most people eat chicken. Like, we have a chicken who's aggressive. He had a really good life. And I think now, I mean, I can't, like, lots of friends now have these little kids. And so I'm sure if you're watching or know someone, you can be sympathetic about it. But, like, we have friends here that have little kids. We have friends away that have little kids that might come visit. I have a fairy garden. Who knew? But kids like fairy gardens. I was just making it for myself and Ken. And not that Ken likes fairy gardens, but, you know, but he'll enjoy it, whatever. We cannot have a chicken like coming over and attacking a human.
So we love you, Rick.
We love you, Rick. And he will, you know, I'm going to have a talk with our workers just to be like, look, just with love and respect, please, you know. And we had to put down one of our other girls who we were trying to rehab like weeks ago. And she couldn't walk. And, you know, we weren't going to drive across the country for that shock therapy. So we put her down, and I witnessed that, and I was there, and I did a beautiful ceremony for her, and we buried her. But these boys are gonna enjoy Rick, so it's gonna be a meal full of love.
Join us next week for all happiness Farm Talk Friday.
Next week we'll talk about experiments, successes, and failures.
Yes. All right. See you next week.
And hello, Tyson. We see you. I'm Ricardo. Yeah, damn.
Thanks for joining us on Farm Talk Friday. For my beautiful wife, Giovanna, I'm Ken Jordan. See you next time.